Hey YouTube, my name is Chris Rozier, and I'm here to talk about a sensitive subject based around the politics of the past, I would say a lot of years. It's not of everything within that span, it's more in relation to the dynamics in play between the liberal and the conservative side of politics. Not the people that run for office. They probably don't give a shit either way if what they're doing is that same corruption that's claimed of government officials. It means it don't fucking matter. So, I just want to tell you my opinions. Keep in mind, I'm a Caucasian man. I claim it to be. Technically speaking, my mom's mixed. My dad's white. So I'm 75% white, 25% mix of African, Taino, Native American, maybe some Spanish, so, adds on a more European ancestry from that side. So maybe like 80% white. It's my majority, it's from my paternalness, even my maternal line, because my mom's dad is from Puerto Rico, a dark-skinned Puerto Rican guy, and my mom's mom is white. So in terms of the direct mom, dad, or mom to me, I'm under Caucasian. Under the father, me, Caucasian as well. So you'll see this on the thumbnail, and I'll just read it out loud as well. And I'll put it down here so it's not in the way. My opinions on race-themed gender dynamics. A lot of this stuff is known by those who I'm talking about. Just keep this in mind. But it's a protection of it, which has actually created a deterioration, probably the same similar one that's happening in our society, due to that same race concept that the white man still has to fight against, regardless if he's being racist or not. It's a huge, actual, international known fact. The idea is that the white man is weak, but y'all fight for him to be weak. Y'all already do. We have to fight. We used to fight for y'all's strength. Not because y'all didn't have any, but because we tried being the same decent people we're going to end up not being under that coincidence. I've seen it too many times amongst it's schoolyard. That's why I'm not saying it's a permanent solution, but I think it's more schoolyard than people like to admit, especially because of racial hierarchies, because of other people. And this is just how I see it. I mean, how else are you going to fight off such opinions and then not want to hear the ones that may fall under that same category of being criticized? It's a bunch of fucking liberal ignorance. So let me just read what's on the board. My opinions on race-themed gender dynamics. Black femininity is better and wiser than white femininity. So the reason I say this is under the racist white man scenario, I'm part of that mindset to learn it. And from that point of view, based off what I've seen, anti-white and or anti-black is based off ignorance. So there might be actual anti-black based off non-ignorance. But the implication of our country is that not only were the people enslaved, they were brutalized. You can't deny that's what happened within their lifetime. Now, if you want to talk about generational knowledge and or stereotypes, you might find a couple of correlations and or contradictions. So with the idea of black people being enslaved in the United States, some people say it's because the white man in particular hates black people. The other reason is that the white man don't care. The other reason is the white man doesn't care because the world is racist. And being on the opposite is of the color spectrum from this point of view, and white supremacy not being a lie because we can't be supreme, that's not the idea. We should make it be, so we deny it. That's what people fight for. That's why we get confused, and some people even raise your kids this way. And why would I be fucking happy about that, especially being a strong, independent woman? Black women are probably better at this shit, especially since they've been known to raise single mother households, and they're actively pushed down financially and every other sense of it because of blackness in the United States, and yet they still pull it off. Ain't no mama in the hood raised no bitch. It's based off race dynamics in an actual safe world where people are the top and opinions is what dictate. And we still have to deal with some ugly ass shit because of so this is where it's not as ugly. It's because it's very possible under this pretense that black people were the first humans to walk the earth. Damn the Mexicans and the Asians and the whites. The black people in particular, right? This is where my acknowledgement on the subject gets tainted. Because I'm still a white dude at the end of the day. If I don't know how to take a joke, it's possibly because of that. If I do know how to take a joke, it's because I had to learn to swallow my pride in that way. It's tainted. It's from that perspective. But black femininity, I'd hate for this to be actually been the case back in the day. But like if we had our struggles, went to the black woman, I hope we didn't tie her out. You know what I mean? Especially because I don't expect nothing like that in America. Fuck that. Maybe not even in Africa. Maybe the Caribbean too. I don't know. But remember, I don't really fit y'all's mold if I'm not a pussy. That's how I see it. So when you see a bunch of these stronger white dudes, they're gonna have haters like anybody else would. You just won't acknowledge it as non-racist. Or like the least non-racist someone can be in y'all's groups is like when they're pussy, and that's just it. Especially based off race. Some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all fall under it, and it's unfortunate, even though y'all don't mean it that way. Some of y'all just live a life of coincidence. But others of us, we have to survive within a different way, it seems like. Not just from reacting to life and or fixing things. It's already a bias that we still have to deal with from others who, throughout the entire, let's say the Silk Road, for example, we traded up and down, up and down. Now, if the European man wasn't known for his, like back in the day, it was all about theater, show, even the gladiator stuff. So, either you got their gore and the manly shit, that would be a contradiction, especially let's not even get to women right now. So, this ain't something I take personally, but it's something I need to understand personally. Because I'm not perfect. I'm not a winner. I'm more of a loser, more of so, and what needs to be said about this is that a lot of what we get confused on being the truth is based off those old racist, the white man trying to hide it from you type shit. But a lot of it is of that made up nonsense. So if we act like our honest selves, y'all's honest selves is going to screw us over. I'm sorry. It's not because white is better. I think the white man had to adapt to be better because he was put in these circumstances. I don't give a shit how small my dick is. I won't treat nobody the way that y'all massively did to us, and that's why there's this certain level of response from people that exist nowadays who we've already been past that part, and wow, it blows my mind. I'm not saying you should be racist, but goddamn, you got to acknowledge certain things as to why they are and be mad as you want. We already can't hold our emotions in because that's what turns into that same bubbled in, embezzled right rage or whatever. I try to catch every single contradiction possible, and I get close to converting people and or making them realize that a lot of their idiocy really just comes from race, even despite the fight they put up. It's ugly. Don't expect me to be your loser at that point. Fuck out of here. If I am your loser, it's because I would do it on purpose for you. White men are better behaved. I'm not saying capability. I'm already someone who, if assuming liberal logic is correct and everybody's equal, it's very likely that it ranges already. So I can't even say that. But I say white men are better men than POC men, not strength that looks exotic. Now that's the part where females have their own brain, due to race. So not only are we outnumbered, I've seen plenty of moments where that same white people ignorance, white girls see like a brown dude, black dude, those two are like the same race to her. That's some ignorant shit. I could tell her that all I want, but remember, y'all fight for her in that way, so it's ugly as shit. White men engulfed in that typical racism rhetoric have to make direct revelations to unlearn what's taught, even claimed by liberals to be a survival tactic, rather than pure ignorance, showing blatant white, anti-white bias that leads to our generalities based off other people. Even if you learn how to get along with other people, we might be more refined individuals. Anyone who respects a white man respects his character, more often than not, which is likely better and more refined due to ancestral history, that same ancestral history that's kept whitewashed, even though it's blatantly disrespectful, than his acquaintances and friends. And I put the star next to due to race, and it says, otherwise, tribalism likely occurs of the strongest white men in their tribes, and then the strongest people of color men, possibly amongst each other or away from each other. It depends on how you do it, right? I just think it's more often that that's what happens. And you can talk about strength all you want, but you can't have a world of peace and love within Black History moments. And then there's some shit that we already had to prove by not just killing ourselves, but believing you. Why? I shouldn't have to believe some of the shit y'all say when I know me as a white person on my own have better thoughts than some of y'all. So, I mean, this ain't about hurting nobody. Just remember, I'm already tempted to have to by y'all. That's one of those things that I want y'all to understand. and then maybe you'll hear smarter things. I'm not saying you're going to hear my opinion and take it to the next fucking level, but I'm someone who already fucking thinks. I'm someone who researches. I try to learn things. I understand I have weaknesses, but you can only give me so many weaknesses to make yourself feel better. That's just a fucking truth. I don't have to lift a finger to actually fight this fight. Y'all might have to, because of what y'all already have in your heads based off that same it's the same shit. So I don't know. This world could be much safer, but the implication is that we have to be y'all's losers for y'all's self-esteem. We don't even have to get involved, and our self-esteem is decent, and or just mind our business the way that y'all fight for it in front of us. I've seen it before. It's of that characteristic, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't care about what you say about government and politics. You have much more control in it than you realize. The only people I disagree on that being the case is immigrants, illegal immigrants, because under technicality they don't fall under the rules. In terms of race game, it was wrong for us to enslave black people, but we were already the devil. You have to understand that part. We were already there's a vibration that white people can enter unless it's been entered by others. And if it's particularly for white people to be evil, the same way black people manifested that idea already, because y'all just either don't like us or we didn't respond well to y'all, which could be. But remember, y'all fight for us to still be in those positions. Just understand that part, alright? Because how else would you expect someone to defend themselves? And let's say that it's pushed to the max level. I'm saying this is based off race ideology, which carries on, and people are like, oh my, and it's that same boy who cries wolf stuff. We are the white people who were the boy who cried wolf. We're the ones who are betrayed already. Y'all talk to us like we ain't people who are betrayed more often than someone like you, and you understand the like you part is because of race. So I just want to say something like that. I know y'all we're smarter than this. I'm smarter than this, but I'm also ignorant. Just remember that. Some of y'all actually raise y'all's kids to be this way. It's extremely fucking sad.